Basically, what I do is sit at my computer all day from home and do small businesses social media. I primarily focus on social media strategy, which is why I'm really passionate about teaching people about how it works, how to be safe on social media, how you can promote your business. Today, we're focusing solely on Social Media 101. So today's class is literally, how do I create a Facebook? How do I look at my privacy settings? What is a news feed? So we're going to go over the basics. I can't hear very well, so if you guys, like, just in general, so if you guys have questions, if you just want to drop them in the chat box, I'll definitely make sure to answer those at the end. And just stop me if you can't hear me or anything like that, just wave. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. All right, are we going? There it goes. Okay, so what's the purpose of social media? The main purpose that it was created for is so that you can connect with your friends and family. If you have somebody who lives across the country, maybe your sister moved to Utah in 1992 and you barely get to see her, that's fine if you ever add her on social media, because you can see all of her pictures, you can see where she's going, what she's doing, and you can feel connected to her. Another primary function that social media has developed into is reading or writing reviews about businesses. So this is really important because people, especially of my age, we don't necessarily go to Google reviews as much anymore as we do looking at someone's reviews on Facebook. Whenever I write 99% of the time a positive review about a business, I usually just post that to Facebook. If they remind me, I'll copy and paste it to Google reviews. But Facebook is a really great place to promote small businesses that you care about. So if you have a good experience at a small business, I highly encourage you to go write a review. If it's your bank, if it's the ice cream place, if it's the gas station that you like, whatever it is, you can actually make a really big difference in the life of a small business owner just by going and writing that one review. I don't generally encourage people to write bad reviews if you can avoid it, but if you have a consistently bad experience over and over again someplace, writing a review, letting the owner know, might induce change so that business can improve. You can also promote your own business absolutely for free. So it is easier to pay for ads on Facebook if you want your content to be seen, but you can do it 100% for free. I've never paid for an ad on my own business page just because I haven't put the time towards it. And Facebook is definitely the primary way that I've gotten clients for my business. So I haven't even paid for that. And I'm getting clients by having a Facebook page and just having a presence on there. You can also sell things you don't need. So Craigslist is now a thing of the past. Hardly anybody uses it now. If you want to get rid of things, maybe you went through the junk closet during quarantine and you want to make a little bit of money off of it, you can put that on Facebook Marketplace, and I'll show you guys where that is in just a minute. You can also, especially right now during hurricane season, this is really important, you can mark yourself safe during a disaster. So I'll show you guys where that's located. Bear with me, you guys probably noticed that Facebook completely changed their layout. Last week, I think they forced everybody to finally go over to the new layout. So I do have some new screenshots. It might take me a second to find everything. Oh, come on. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so basic functions of social media. So there are a ton of social media platforms. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat. The main thing I'm going to focus on today is Facebook, and then I'm going to touch on Instagram a little bit, and I'm just briefly going to go over what the purpose of Twitter is. So again, Facebook, really good for reviewing businesses. You can join Facebook groups that are relevant to your interests. So if you like to crochet and you don't really know anybody in your area who likes to do that, you can join a Facebook group and meet people who crochet all over the world. You can like pages that you want to keep up with. So a business that you care about, a political campaign you care about, basically anything you want. I'm even going to show you guys an example of, there are a lot of Facebook pages created for pets. So people like to put their pets on Facebook. They like to make it a public page so that people can follow their pets. I used to do that before my dog passed away, and I absolutely loved it. You can also react to posts. which we'll talk about in just a moment. You can see what your friends and family are up to. You can share articles, thoughts. People love to share their opinion on Facebook, or videos. You can also create your own business page. You can create your own Facebook group if you can't find one that you are interested in, or if you just want to do one on your own. So basically, the main goal of Facebook, its life's blood, is for you to connect with people and to share with them. Instagram. So I've got some screenshots at the end of Instagram. If you don't use it, that's okay. Very briefly, there's a big focus on stories for Instagram. So just like Facebook, there is a news feed on Instagram, but more used is the stories. So that's utilized more because it's quick, it's fast, it's easy. People feel involved in the day-to-day life of people who share stories. So stories can be up to 8 seconds long. Basically what it is, you can share videos, photos. You can share what's called a boomerang, which is basically just a repeated loop of a very short video happening. And basically, if I took a picture of my coffee in the morning and it's kind of a quick picture, I might not post that on Instagram, but I might share it on stories because it's going to disappear 24 hours from now. So it doesn't have to be perfect the way everything else is expected to be on social media, unfortunately. So on Instagram, there aren't groups or pages. You just follow the accounts of the people and organizations that you're interested in. So you can double tap to like a photo, or you can hit the heart. It's just easier to double tap. There aren't reactions. So on Facebook, we now have like, heart react, angry react, wow react, and sad react. So on Instagram, you just double tap it if you like it. If you don't, you just keep scrolling. Instagram is considered more lighthearted, less politically fueled than Facebook is, and Twitter. And Instagram makes use of hashtags. So I don't use hashtags on my private Instagram because it's a private Instagram, and the purpose of a hashtag is to carry your post farther. But of course, I use hashtags on all of the business Instagrams that I'm in control of, right? Because essentially a hashtag is an anchor. If anybody uses hashtag election day, that anybody who uses hashtag election day for a public Instagram account, that post will go on that feed for hashtag election day. So because my clients and my business accounts on Instagram are public, if I use hashtag social media marketing, and there are people from around the country or around the world looking at that hashtag, I could potentially gain a new client that way who is not following my Instagram. So that's a little confusing, but just think of a hashtag as an anchor point that connects all posts that use that hashtag. I don't really encourage people to use hashtags on Facebook. They work the same way over there, but they're not utilized as much. Your main goal for Instagram is for your photos to be aesthetically pleasing, and even more importantly, to use Insta stories every single day if you can. I don't do that. It's exhausting for me, but if you want your business account to do really well on Instagram, try to do at least a story a day, if not more. Twitter. Twitter is quick. If you want your Twitter to be successful, you have to constantly engage with other people, comment on tweets, retweet things. It's very, very fast paced. Your posts, I believe, can only be 180 characters. It's very short, to the point. And if you, same with Instagram, if you want to like something, you just tap the heart to like a tweet. And again, to be successful, you have to constantly interact with people, because when you retweet something, it's already down at the bottom of that person's feed within a minute on Twitter. So you have to constantly engage. So that's really hard if you're, if you have a job, if you have a life. So if you have a business Twitter, I definitely encourage you, if you can, to get someone to help you with that. Your main goal on Twitter is to ingest a lot of information very quickly. It is very newsy, very political. It doesn't have to be that way, but that is the majority of what people use Twitter for. Okay, so again, I'm mainly going to cover the basics of Facebook today because that is, in my opinion, the most in-depth of the social media platforms. So if you don't already have a Facebook account, I'm going to show you the quick steps to that. If you do, it'll just take a minute. Okay, so you go to facebook.com, and if you don't have an account, all you have to do is click this nice green create new account button. And this is the new Facebook, guys. So if you're like, this doesn't look like my Facebook, some people haven't been upgraded to the new version yet, but I'm pretty sure 98% of you have. The good news is, as much as I don't really care for the new Facebook, it does look almost the exact same on your phone. So that's going to make my presentation a little easier because these are screenshots from a desktop, but it will look very similar to your phone if that's what you're using. So we're going to create a new account. And if you're actually trying to create a Facebook while I do this, and I'm going too fast, you can, at the end, I can repeat these steps for you. So you just pop your information in. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Your name, your email, your birthday, your gender, and if you're not comfortable putting that, you can change it. And then you just hit the green sign up button. So what Facebook is going to do is email you a confirmation code to the email that you chose. So obviously the purpose of this is to make sure that someone isn't trying to create a fake Facebook account using your email. So this is good. This is a good way to protect you. If you don't see the email, you can hit send again, or you might want to check your spam folder because sometimes stuff from Facebook ends up there. So once you've gotten this code, well, you're going to check your email. This is what the email is going to look like. It's going to be from registration@facebookmail.com. I've got the code right here. So you can either hit the confirm your account button, which I usually do because it's lazy, or you can copy and paste or memorize this code and put that in. All right, so we've got our code in. I've successfully confirmed the account. So now I officially have a Facebook page. So this is what you're going to see the first time you log in. Essentially nothing because you haven't been using it. So I'm going to add a profile picture, find people that I know so I can search the names of people and places to try to find their pages and groups so I can follow them. And if I'm concerned about my privacy, which you should be, you can take a privacy tour. So Facebook, even though your privacy isn't really private on Facebook, they are very good about teaching you how to make it as private as possible. So there are a lot of different privacy settings for Facebook. So I'm just going to show you guys the very brief overview of it. In my social media safety class is where we go over the details of the privacy settings. So the next thing I'm going to show you are, if your newsfeed is empty right now, right? This is what it looks like. You want to see things. The point of Facebook is that you're going to log on and you're going to see posts from pages, groups, and people that you are interested in learning about. So there's this nice search bar at the top. If you're on mobile, it should be at the very top of your phone. So you use this search bar, and I'm a big dog lover, right? So for my Facebook, I want to see cute dog photos all the time. So I'm going to type dog lovers up here into the search bar. And right here, you can see search results for dog lovers. Now, right here, you see filters, okay? So right now, this includes everything. So this search includes posts, people, photos, videos, marketplace advertisements, pages, places, everything. So you see, I've got groups here at the top that I can join. I've got pages that I can like. And if I scroll down, I'll continue. I might see somebody who for some reason has named their personal account dog lover. But the point is right now, this search is showing everything possible. So let's see, if I want to narrow it down, let's say I don't particularly care to like any dog Facebook pages right now. I just want to join a group. Maybe I've already liked a bunch of pages and now I want to join a group. So if I hit groups right here, I can even choose what city that group is technically located in. Is this all online? Yes. But for example, I have a book club called Slidell Book Babes, and in it, I have the city set to Slidell because you probably don't want to join a book club in Slidell unless you live there. However, these groups, like the Dog Lovers group, this one has 56,000 members. So those are from all over the world. And you can just join this. This is a really great way to meet people who have similar interests to you. And I'll talk more specifically when you're in a group, the posts that you make are only visible in that group, which is nice, as long as they've set it to closed. So you can also choose pages. You can choose certain people. So in the next slide, we have my friend, let's say her name is Amber, and I want to add her on Facebook. So I put Amber in here. I left the filter on all. So you can see there's a page named Amber, a page named Amber, a page, and then these are people. But I don't want to like a page. I want to friend my friend Amber. So I'm just going to select people, and the only thing that's going to come up are personal Facebook profiles. So that's just a very quick way on how to use the search filters to get exactly what you're looking for. Okay, your news feed. Your Facebook news feed is what you see when you pull up the home page. Your news feed is also referred to as timeline by some people. So those two terms are interchangeable, news feed and timeline. Basically, this is where you are going to see posts from, again, the pages you like, the people that you're friends with, and the groups that you're in. So what I've done here, I did have to black out some information to keep clients and friends' information private. But your shortcuts will be pages that you are a manager of. Also, I don't know why they've repeated themselves, but your pages will also be over here. Birthdays. Contacts would just be the Facebook friends that you interact with most. So there will be an option right here to chat with them. If you're on your phone, you're only going to see this middle row, which is, again, your timeline or your news feed. And in order to see the stuff on the left and the right over here, depending on whether you're on an Android or an iPhone, you're going to use the icons at the bottom or the top of your phone. And again, I can answer any questions about that you guys have at the end. Let's see. Oh, this is important. Okay, so on your news feed, you're seeing, by default, you will see posts that Facebook thinks that you want to see. So it's going to show the people, the pages, and the groups that you have been interacting with the most lately. So if you want to see something and you're afraid that Facebook is going to bump it down because you haven't been interacting with it as much as you should, you can actually go to that person, that group, or that page, and you can choose to see them first. So I love Barnes & Noble. I love to read. I love every Barnes & Noble store I've ever been into, and I love their Facebook page. So I have gone into, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I've gone to Barnes & Noble's Facebook page, and I've chosen to see their content at the top of my page every time I log in. So before I did that, I barely saw anything that they posted. So you guys have probably heard about the Facebook algorithm. And it's a real thing that it's just math and statistics and code that says, okay, well, Ashley hasn't interacted with Barnes & Noble lately, so she just doesn't want to see it. So we're not going to, even though she's liked that page, we're not going to put it on her newsfeed for a while. Well, that's unfortunate because I really do want to see their stuff. I'm just not super social on social media. But again, unfortunately, that's what they want you to do. So if you want certain pages to be at the top of your feed, you have to remember to go to their page and react to their posts, comment on those posts, and share them. And if you're like me, I'm not super social. I don't really, even though I do social media as my job, I don't use it for myself a ton. So I had to kind of get in the habit of, if I enjoy a post, actually remembering to react to it. That way I do see those posts more often. And if you guys hit this see more right here on the left side, there's all kinds of different things that you're going to see available to you on here. But what we're going to focus on right now is this most recent. So a way to avoid not seeing the things that you want to see, Facebook projects your top posts on your newsfeed. So again, the things you're interacting with the most. So if instead you're like me and you want to see the most recent posts, which makes sense, you're going to go to the panel on the left-hand side. Or again, if you're on mobile, it's going to be on the top or the bottom. You're going to hit, sometimes it's 3 lines and sometimes it's 3 dots, and you're going to hit see more, and you want to click most recent. So then your timeline is going to refresh, and it's going to show you posts that were just posted within the last hour. So your most recent things versus your most popular things. Okay, so if you are still not seeing what you want to see, this is Barnes & Noble's Facebook page. What you can do is, how funny is that? How to be happy, buy more books. It's so true. So I want to see Barnes & Noble. That's what is important to me. So I'm going to go to their Facebook page. And anytime you're on Facebook, these 3 dots are your best friend. The 3 dots, when you click them, opens up a whole new world of other things that you can do. So in this scenario, we're going to hit these up at the top, at the main part of the page, beside the search button. And I'm given some options, right? Follow settings, save. So I can save this page to my saved posts, which I'll show you guys a little bit more of in a minute. I can share this page if I think my friends might like it. When you suggest edits to a page of someone's phone number, maybe they put their phone number incorrect on their Facebook page, you can suggest the correct phone number, address, website, whatever it may be. You can also like pages as your business page. So what's interesting though is this won't count towards their total likes. It will only count as a follow. So if you notice right here, you've got, this is how many people like the page, right? And this is how many people follow the page. So you can like a page to support someone that you care about. Maybe someone has a crochet business, so you like their page, but you don't care about crocheting. So maybe you go and unfollow the page so that they still have that like. So that's why follows and likes can be different numbers. It's very silly. I don't know why that's even an option. But when you like a page as your page, it adds to their follows, not their likes, which is unfortunate. You can invite friends to like the page. Highly encourage you to do that, again, for your own page, or if there's a business you care about. I would encourage you to only invite people to like the page if you think that they would be a customer of that business. Unfortunately, if you like 1,000, if you invite 1,000 of your friends to like the page, and you've got friends all over the United States, and you're inviting them to like a local business, they're not going to become a customer of that business. So it's not beneficial to the page owner for them to be following it, if that makes sense. So you only want to invite people who are actually going to engage with the page and increase their engagement analytics, basically. And if there's something wrong with this page, you don't agree with it, for some reason it keeps showing up on your feed, your friends keep sharing it, you can block it. And if this page is offensive, if they are genuinely violating Facebook community standards or the law, you can find support or report the page. For example, you're not legally allowed to sell animals on Facebook. So if there was a shady backyard breeder who was trying to sell puppies for $25 on here and you didn't agree with that, it's technically against Facebook standards, so you can report that. Unfortunately, you can't report things just because you don't agree with it. Which on Facebook you want to do a lot, but you can't. All right, so what we're going to do in order to see Barnes & Noble first, we're going to hit follow settings. Okay, so newsfeed. Choose how you will see posts from this page in your newsfeed. So is it going to be default? So that's just the normal. It'll show up if you interact with it. Snooze. You want to support the page for some reason, but you're tired of seeing the posts. So for 30 days, you won't see anything from this page. And then after that, it'll pop back up. You can do this for people too. So right now it's election time. I'm snoozing people and I'm unfollowing people like crazy, but I still care about them. So I'm staying their Facebook friend, right? But I don't have to see what they post. So you can snooze people, you can snooze the page, or you can even completely turn notifications for this page off. So you won't see anything from it. So you're essentially unfollowing the page, even though you have liked it. So what I've done, I really care about this subject. So I'm going to choose favorites. So usually when I get on my Facebook app for the first time that day, I see posts from the pages that I've chosen as favorites and the people that I've chosen to see first. If you keep refreshing, you're just going to see a regular news feed, but for the first time that day when you log on, you're going to see the things that you've chosen to see, which is really nice. You can even get even more specific down here. If you just want to see a few posts once in a while, the highlights from that page, you don't want to see videos or live videos, you can turn all of that off. So you can get really detailed with what you see and don't see for certain pages, which is really nice because it's your Facebook page. You should be able to watch what you want to watch, read what you want to read. If something upsets you, you should be able to unfollow it. So that's a really nice thing that you can do. And once you've chosen all of your settings, you just hit update. And again, down here is where you can completely unfollow the page. So that's a very nice feature. Okay, so this is just an example of a Facebook page. So I wanted to show you guys all of the Facebook pages look like this now, at least they should if you've updated your Facebook app. If you are on mobile, you're gonna see this exact same thing, except the side columns will be missing. And it'll just be this middle part. So this is what a Facebook page looks like. I'm following the National Weather Service for New Orleans. Obviously, especially with hurricane season right now, that's a good idea to do. On a Facebook page, there's a couple things that you might want to take note of. This is how you send them a message right here. You'll know if you have liked the page right here. Remember, those 3 dots are our best friend right here. This is important. A lot of people don't notice this more button. So depending on the way a person has set their Facebook page up, their reviews might be farther down the line. So their reviews might be under the more tab. You can, if you want to invite friends to like this page, their community tab is not currently visible. So your community tab is where you invite people to like the page. So they're like, I don't see it. You just hit more and that drop down is going to show you all the other tabs that are currently not visible. Your about section, a brief, if the person has filled it out, is a brief introduction to the page and what that organization does. You can see how many people like the page, how many people follow the page, their contact information. If you have a business page, it's really important to fill all of these things out so that people can contact you easily. And then we'll talk more about this in a minute, but these 3 dots are also important on Facebook posts themselves. So if you hit these, you'll be able to do some more stuff with Facebook posts. That's really cool. And we'll go over that in just a minute. Okay, so now we're back to your newsfeed. So I wanted to emphasize some things that are different about groups. When you join a Facebook group, it is either open or closed. There used to be 3 different kinds. It used to be open, closed, and secret, but that was confusing people. So with this new update, there are only open Facebook groups and closed ones. Open groups basically means you have joined the group so that you can see the content being posted in that. And since it's an open group, anybody can see the group, anybody can join. They don't have to be invited. They can search for it and find it in the search bar and join it themselves. You can share posts from the group, as long as it's open. But this group that I'm in is a closed group, and the majority of groups that you join will probably be closed because that's kind of the point, right? You want to be part of something. And when the group is closed, you can't share their posts to your main newsfeed for your friends to see, but you will see their posts in your newsfeed. So what I mean by that is I'm in this group because I'm a social media manager, social media marketer, strategist. I'm in this group called Social Media Managers. That is 30,000 people across the globe that I can consult with if I have a question that I don't know the answer to. So I can help a client instead of just saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So this is a really valuable resource for me. So being in this group, I interact with it a lot. So I'm going to see their posts in my newsfeed. What you'll notice is there's no share button. I can react to it, I can comment on it because I'm in the group, I've joined it, but I can't share that post for all of my other friends to see. Again, because it's closed. So if you really wanted to put something on your timeline that was from a group, you could screenshot it. But it is considered a little bit rude. So when you join a closed Facebook group, it's supposed to be a safe haven. It's supposed to be private. So anything that you post in that group, What's nice is I'm Facebook friends with some of my clients because I knew them personally before I knew them as a professional business owner. So it would be potentially a little embarrassing for them to know as many questions as I asked this group, right? It shouldn't be, but you want to look like the expert in your field. But to be an expert, you have to ask questions. But I don't necessarily want everyone knowing every time I post in this group or every time I post in Dog Lovers group, right? Maybe I'm just trying to be courteous and I don't want to clog the newsfeed of my friends. So that's the benefit of being in a closed group. You can join, no one can go to your page and see the groups that you're part of, the closed ones. So no one can go to my page and see, Ashley DeDesio, social media managers member. Now, if I know someone will enjoy this group, that's a friend of mine, I can invite them to the group. So that's the nice part. If you do want to share it with someone, you do think someone would benefit by being in it, you can invite them to join that group. All right, so again, the main point of this side is that people get very confused. They'll post in, there's a group called Sister Society of Slidell, which is a group for females who live in Slidell, and it's a very resourceful group. And, you know, women post some sensitive things in there and they ask some embarrassing things. And it's nice to know for them that their privacy is protected within that group. But a lot of times people will say, why can't I share this post? You know, maybe somebody shares something informative in Sister Society and they can't share it outside the group and they're confused as to why that is. It's because it's a closed group. Now, if a post is posted on a page and someone shares that post into a closed group, all you have to do if you really like that post is to click on the original one, go to the original post, back to the page and share it from there. I hope that makes sense. I know it's very complicated. So if you guys have questions, just let me know in the comments. Okay, so I keep telling you guys, these 3 dots at the top of pages and posts are your best friend. Wherever you are on Facebook, if you click those, more things, more options are going to become available to you. I'm going to move you guys over here. Okay, so right here, we have Save Posts. I love this feature. You can save posts to folders. So what you used to have to do, what I did, if I wanted to save a recipe or a tip from social media managers, I used to have to share it and risk clogging up everybody's newsfeed, or I would share it and make it the privacy only myself. So I would go through my own timeline on my personal profile, and there would be all of these posts that were shared privately, just so that I could go back and look at them. That's inconvenient for a bunch of reasons, but mainly because I don't want to have to scroll through my entire timeline just to find a s'mores casserole recipe, which is amazing, by the way. I recommend that. So now, I think about a year ago, maybe 2 years now, the Save Post feature was added. When you hit Save Post, it adds this to your saved items. You can choose to put it in a specific folder, which is called a collection. And you can make that collection public or private. All of mine are private just because I want them to be. So I have a folder for social media tips. I have a folder for, I like to play video games. So I'm part of a gaming group. And so I'll post game tips in there, recipes, all kinds of things. I think I have 6 or 7 folders. So that's a really cool way to be able to go back and look. As long as the person who posted that never deletes it, you will always be able to go back and see it. Sometimes it does happen, not often. Once in a while, somebody has deleted what they posted, and that's kind of unfortunate, but 95% of the time, it's always going to be there for you, which is really convenient. You can also, if you've noticed, some people, when they see a post they're interested in and they want to follow the post, they'll comment F or following, so that they get notifications for it. But you don't have to do that anymore. We now have this feature, turn on notifications for this post. So if you do this, anytime somebody comments on it, you are gonna get a notification. Sarah Smith commented on social media manager's post, and you click on that and you can see, you'll keep getting notifications every time something happens on that post. So you no longer have to comment following. You can report this post. This is in a group. So if you see a post that violates group rules, I run a group that, even though you're allowed to use curse words on Facebook and profanity on Facebook, I run a group for a particular video game, and we have kids as young as 12 in there, and I don't feel that it's okay to have those things. So one of our rules is family-friendly content only. So if someone, you know, somehow gets past our post approvals, which they shouldn't, but if they do, somebody, a group member, can report that post to us and we'll get a notification and we can go take it down. So that's a really cool feature. You can always hide posts. And that tells the algorithm, I don't like this. And sometimes if you hide an advertisement, it'll ask you why you don't want to see that. So again, you're tailoring what you want to see on Facebook. You're telling them what you do and you don't like. I can snooze this guy. I don't know him, but he's in this group. So let's say he posts in this group all the time and he's obnoxious. I can snooze him. Or I can just hide. I don't know who he is. I can just hide all posts from him forever. I can snooze the group. I can unfollow the group. And then this is a little redundant, but it is different. Reporting the post to the group admins is someone like me, who is an administrator of a Facebook group. When you find support or report a post, that's reporting it to Facebook. So if you do this and the group admins are really good about taking stuff down, great. If they're slow, or if you reported it 3 days ago and you're tired of waiting and you don't feel that post should be up, you can then report it to Facebook. And as long as, again, it violates some type of rule, they will take it down. All right. Okay. So, oh, and here are some of my folders. So I told you guys that you could save posts to folders. Animal Crossing is one of the groups I'm in. What is strange is that it does use the profile photo of the person that posted it to represent it. I mean, that doesn't matter, but I think that's a little odd. So we've got Animal Crossing, social media for later. So maybe it just doesn't really fit into any category. Education was a category that Facebook made. So that's just a default category. I don't have anything added to that. Home and garden is, you know, ideas about house renovation. So I really love this feature. I think it's super useful, and you can create as many collections as you want. I'm gonna put you guys back up here on the top. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to say about the newsfeed was to hone in on this left panel again. And if you're on a mobile, it's going to be at the top or the bottom, and you're going to hit see more, or those 3 lines. So even when this is on your desktop, you have to hit see more to see the bottom half of it. So there's all kinds of stuff on here. Facebook is a wealth of knowledge. So this is how I go to my personal profile. If you have questions about voting, how do I get registered to vote? Where is my voting location? You can click here, which I think is really great for younger people who aren't as inclined to vote. This makes it a little easier for them to get it done. These are the pages, the Facebook pages that you manage. So I have a lot of pages under there because that's my job. If you only own one business and maybe you have a page for your dog, you might only have 2 pages. A lot of people have none. Your friends, Messenger, we all know what that is. That is a separate app when you're on your phone, and that it's just messaging your Facebook friends. Facebook Marketplace, I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of it later. But this is where you can go to buy and sell things. So this is the new Craigslist. So if you go to Marketplace, you can put something up for sale, you can purchase something, or you can give it away for free. If you don't think it's going to sell for much, you can just put it on there for free and put first come, first serve. I really like Facebook Marketplace. I've seen a lot of cool stuff on there. I've gotten some furniture pieces for our house on there. But social media safety, again, that class is next week, same day, same time. Always go to a public place. I highly recommend if you are exchanging an item for money with someone you met on Marketplace you can meet in the parking lot of the police department. They're very used to that. That's a very common thing to do, or at least somewhere public during the day, like a Walmart parking lot. Facebook Watch, there are some shows that are only on Facebook Watch. So that's similar to YouTube TV, Netflix. Most things on here are free to watch if you want to go see that. Your groups that you're in, these are events that you are either hosting or you have marked interested or going in. So that's nice. You can go see all the events that you're involved with. If you click events, you can also hit see events coming up this weekend. So in Slidell. So that's a really nice feature. You can create a fundraiser for a cause that you're passionate about on Facebook. Yes, the people do receive the money. No, Facebook does not take a cut if they are a nonprofit. So I used to work at a nonprofit animal rescue doing marketing, among many other things for them. When we did fundraisers on Facebook, we got all of the money. So you can rest assured if you do a fundraiser on Facebook, that's a very easy way to raise money for a cause you care about, especially for your birthday. We've talked about your saved items. Friends list, you can make lists okay, for example, I'm Facebook friends with current and past mayors. I'm Facebook friends with the parish president and his wife. I probably don't want to share a funny fat cat video for them to see, right? I want to stay professional. So I can maybe create a Facebook friends list that says business friends. And if I want to share the fat cat video, I can exclude the people on my business friends list. So that's another nice way to tailor what you want to share to your audience. I can keep going, guys. Games, memories. If you click the memories tab, it's going to show you what you posted a year from today, 2 years from today, which is a really cool way to, remember the good times and the bad. Messenger Kids is safer for children than regular Messenger. COVID information. There's so much that you can do with this. I highly encourage you to go through and click on these and play around with them and learn about them because there's a lot of resources. All right, Facebook groups. I'm going to show you guys what they look like. This is a podcast that I listen to, Can I Pet Your Dog podcast. They have a Facebook page, but they've also created a Facebook group where we can all share photos of our dogs. Unfortunately, I don't have a dog anymore because she passed away, but I'm still part of this group because I love dogs. So it does look very similar to a Facebook page, which can get confusing. So the way you tell the difference is right here, under the name private group, 14,000 members. So this little lock and private means that if I post a picture of a dog to this group, unless someone else who is a member of the group screenshots it, none of my friends will know that I'm part of this group and that I shared something to it. So that is a nice privacy feature. So let's see what else. Here's a post from Can I Pet Your Dog podcast. We're going to notice again that there is no share button. What's funny about dog lovers on Facebook is that they have their own language. So this is Thursday Sass with the Dachshund paw lift. So you can see he's got his little paw up. So the paw lift is something that they talk about. And they call him a sausage boy because he's a long little dog. So that's a really cute group that I'm part of. It makes my day when I see the post. It lifts my day up a little bit. I feel like I have friends across the world. And that's just one. I'm in over 100 groups. And that's for some of my clients too. But the point being is that all of my interests, I'm able to participate in with other people, which I really enjoy. And then very quickly, this is just a screenshot of Facebook Marketplace. Like, look at that. That is a beautiful dresser that I might contact someone about after this. I took this screenshot this morning because I wanted them to be as new as possible. But here's Facebook Marketplace. You can browse everything. These are all inside out because that's where I'm located. You can see live shopping, your notifications if you have decided to keep up with a certain item for sale. You can choose to get notified if the price changes. You can sell stuff. Your cart is what you want to buy. Your account is your seller's account, so you can change details about yourself there. Categories of what you want to purchase. Here's how you create a new listing. If you want to change where the item is that you're looking for, you can click here. I don't want to go very far. So mine is in Slidell, within 10 miles is as far as I'll go. But maybe you're willing to drive 30 miles, or maybe you're going to be visiting your sister in Washington Parish next weekend and you want to find something for sale there. So Facebook Marketplace is a really cool place to buy and sell things in my opinion, a safer manner than Craigslist, as long as you utilize it correctly and safely. Okay, we talked about how, let's go here. We talked about how Facebook reviews are a key component of the purpose of Facebook. Facebook reviews are a really great way to support a business that you care about. So I highly encourage you guys to write a review every time you have a good experience, if possible. So this is Sundog Books. They're located in Florida. I didn't want to use a local business as an example, but this is Sundog Books. If you're ever in the area in Seaside, I highly recommend you check them out. I obviously like to read. So if you click up here, see these three dots, we remember, I'm sorry, that's wrong. You want to hit the more button. That's not confusing, right? So this more button is going to be your drop down. And I talked earlier about how if you don't see the community button, it's probably under this more tab, which it is. So we're going to click reviews because we want to either leave a review about Sundog Books or read other people's reviews of them. I know. So they have 4.4 out of 5 stars based on the opinion of 78 people, pretty good. It's going to ask you if you recommend Sundog Books, yes or no. There are no longer 5-star rating availability. You can't rate a business 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. You have to either recommend it or don't recommend it. So I don't really agree with that. I think people should be able to rate something 3 stars and say, I have a neutral experience every time. It's not great, it's not horrible, because I do have experiences like that with businesses, but this is how it is. So you either have to recommend it or you don't recommend it. And this woman had an interesting experience at Sundog Books. But the point being is, if you are going to spend time going all the way to Florida and having a vacation there, you want to know if it's worth it to go to the bookstore, right? So you can go read the reviews and determine if it's a place that you want to spend your time. So I wouldn't just go off the first review. I would read a couple reviews down. Unfortunately, great businesses sometimes have, one mistake happen and that person will go write a big long review about how awful they are. So try to be fair and look through all the reviews. And like I said, guys, write reviews too. It definitely helps. That's what happened. Okay, we got all the transitions mixed up. Okay, Facebook pages. I wanted to show you guys examples of Facebook pages that you could create. So this is my business Facebook page. This is a great example. If you own a business, you definitely want to be on Facebook as your business. So as I said before, I primarily get my clients from my Facebook page. I've gotten them from other ways, certainly, but this is the main way that I get clients. I love interacting with my followers. People ask me questions about social media. I feel like I can help people even if they can't afford my services. So you can put your category, so social media agency, which I do a lot of stuff, but that's primarily my main thing. This is my username. So if you type facebook.com/OneVillageMedia, it will go here. So you can tailor that to whatever you want it to be. You can, I posted about my last webinar that I did down here. And I've got all my contact information. So this is just a standard business page. This is an example of people who like to create educational Facebook pages based on their pets. So this is Oscar the Blind Cat and Klaus. So they originally created the page for Oscar. So this Facebook page was set up to share our experience with raising a blind cat. Now, this person has 244,000 likes. So that's a really great way to share her love of her cats and also educate people who are kind of nervous. Maybe they don't want to adopt a blind cat because they think it would be so difficult to take care of, that she can educate people that it's not so hard, and that he brings a lot of joy to her life. So that's a cool example of a page that you could follow. There are hundreds of thousands of animal pages like this that you can follow, and they're really fun. Okay, this is North Shore Savvy. You'll see, okay, this is what your page looks like to a visitor. So what I've done is I'm an administrator. Whoa, I'm an administrator on this page. So when I went to it, I had on the left-hand side, I had all these different edits that I could make to it. And I wanted you guys to see what it looks like to a visitor. So whenever you're looking at your own business page, there will be a button that says view as visitor. So this is what that looks like. So now I can see what it looks like to a visitor and make sure that my edits are correct. So North Shore Savvy is just a page that I made to talk about small businesses. So restaurants, events, things to do, places to eat and drink, bands and things like that. So it's basically an events website. But I created a Facebook page for it because why not? So if someone followed this page, they would get a lot of good up-to-date information on events that are happening on the North Shore. So there are other pages like this one. There used to be one called North Shore To Do. There's the Louisiana Travel Center, the Tourism Center for St. Tammany Parish. There's a lot of great pages like this. So this is another way that you can utilize Facebook pages to your advantage. Okay, you can also follow pages for causes that you care about. So I love animal rescue. I've been in animal rescue for a long time. I don't believe that you should only adopt beagles. I think that you can adopt whatever kind of dog you want, but beagles are my favorite. They don't have to be purebred. I just love beagles because we had a beagle and she was the best thing in the world. And so I love Beagle Freedom Project. So they do a lot of great work. They raise money for the beagles in their care, and they actively introduce new legislation to help animals that are suffering from animal testing. So that's a cause I care about. I think that's awesome. So I've liked the page and I can see all the cool stuff that they're doing. And when I have the ability to, I can donate to them. What they'll do is post a picture of the latest dog that they've saved, and they'll have a donate button on every single post. And if we're able to at that time, I will donate to that particular dog that they've saved. So that's a really cool way that you can get involved in causes that you care about, whether it's the environment, whether it's politics, you know, the elderly, you know, taking care of people, whatever it is you care about. If there's a nonprofit or a cause that you want to follow, go follow their Facebook page and you'll be able to keep up with all the cool stuff that they're doing. All right, very quickly, your privacy. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because next Tuesday at 10 a.m. is social media safety. And I go over every single facet of your privacy settings in Facebook. But I wanted to show you guys, in case you're not able to attend that, where your settings are. So on your newsfeed, at the very top right, you see your notifications, your messages, and you're going to see this little drop-down arrow. And when you hit that, you can hit settings and privacy. And there's two different things you can do. Privacy checkup is a very easy way that Facebook has set up to help you with your privacy. So they take you through step by step and ask you questions. Who would you like to see your post? Do you want your post to be seen by your friends? Do you want them to be private? What do you want this to look like? What do you want this setting to look like? So if you're kind of confused by this, your privacy shortcuts, which I have a screenshot of, you can just do privacy checkup. It's a little more vague, but it is an easy way. I would recommend doing a privacy checkup, everybody, once every couple of months, because privacy settings change all the time. So I would do your privacy checkup to make sure that your Facebook account is set up the way that you want it to be. So okay, so that's privacy checkup. Privacy shortcuts, if you want to see the nitty gritty, this is everything. This is your privacy, account security, your ad preferences, your Facebook information, safety, legal issues. So this is a screenshot, so I can't scroll down, but there's even more to this at the bottom. So you can review a few important privacy settings. That's your privacy checkup. Learn about privacy, you can read about it. You can manage your location settings, which we'll talk a lot about in social media safety. So do you want Facebook to be tracking where you are at any given moment? Maybe you don't, because that makes you nervous, but maybe you do because they'll give you recommendations for places to go. Facial recognition, update your information. I will talk about this for over an hour next week. So if you guys are interested in that, you might want to register for social media safety. Okay, very briefly, I'm going to go over how Instagram works, and it's just going to be very quick, very to the point. If you have questions, please, leave a comment and I'll help you after. So this is what the homepage of Instagram looks like. This is my personal Instagram profile. So this is private. So these right here are stories. So when you see this ring around a profile photo, it means that there is an Insta story or an Instagram story that you've not viewed yet. There's no ring around my personal profile because I don't have an Insta story up at that moment. These stories only last 24 hours. So if I post one right now, which is like 11 o'clock, it won't be there tomorrow by noon. So let's see. I follow this guy. He's a comedian. He's really funny. So I follow him because he makes me laugh. This woman is a do-it-yourselfer, a DIYer. Her and her husband, they do a bunch of home renovation projects. I never replicate any of them, but I at least imagine that I will someday. And she has a nice blog. Comedian, British YouTuber. So I follow all the people that I'm interested, again, in learning about or keeping up with. For me, Instagram is more about keeping up with the very few celebrities, if you can call them that I care about. And Facebook is more for family. And that's only because not a ton of my friends and family are on Instagram. So you can kind of make it what you want. You can see right here, this heart outline, you can tap the heart to like it, or you can double tap the photo to like it. You can comment on this, or you can send this post to someone. Okay, so this is the comedian's Instagram profile. So you can see he's got this ring around here because he's got Insta stories that I have not seen yet. He's got his name, what he does. These are his followers. So this is his profile. So on Instagram, you don't have a difference between pages and groups. It's all the same. So this is his Instagram, that's it. Now he might have a private one that he only shares with his friends and family, but this is his public business Instagram that he has chosen to share with his fans. Now this is mine. Now this is my private profile. So what you'll notice the difference is that there is a little lock, a padlock at the top because it is a private profile. His is not, his is public. So you can have an Instagram and not feel like your privacy is being violated as long as you make it private. I think a lot of people think that their Facebook and Instagrams are private and they're actually public. So you always want to check your settings and make sure you know who can see what you post. Okay, we talked about hashtags very briefly earlier. Hashtags are very popular on Instagram. You can follow a hashtag just like you can follow an Instagram account. So I can't see, it's covering up. Let's see what it says. Oh, tell them slide out, okay. So sorry, that was covered up by the screen share bar. So hashtag Old Town Slidell. So I use hashtag Old Town Slidell for all of the businesses that I do social media for in Slidell. So as a resident of Slidell, I also follow hashtag Old Town Slidell. So any public Instagram account that uses this hashtag, their posts are going to show up here in the feed, right? These are the top posts. So these are the posts that have performed the best in that hashtag. They have the most comments, the most likes, the most engagement is what that's called. If you want to see what I prefer, our most recent, I want to see posts that were just used with this hashtag. So if I hit recent, I'm going to see all the posts from today. So you'll see everything that my clients have posted because I've included the hashtag. You can include the hashtag in the caption of the photo or in the comments below it. And that's a very, very quick explanation of hashtags. So it's okay to be confused. But see here that you can follow the hashtag. So you'll see posts, anytime someone uses it, you'll see the posts, depending on the algorithm. Okay, this is an example of an Insta story. So we've got my DIY blogger, right? I really like her, highly recommend you follow her, Young House Love. So I clicked on her circle and it brought me to her Insta stories. So she went to the fair with her family. This was a long time ago, pre-coronavirus. But she went to the fair with her family, took a quick picture and put this past weekend was the carnival and it did not disappoint. And you can see right here how long that picture is going to be up there. So this is how far I've watched it. So about 6 out of 8 seconds. And then it's going to go to the next story and then the next. If you post a 15-second video, it's going to be spread out over 2 stories. So you can post longer things. And then the more Insta stories you post, the smaller these little dashes get. So each dash represents a story. Okay, and then there's also Instagram TV, similar to Facebook Watch. Most things on there are free to watch. So if you want to go check those out, you can. Instagram won't let you post a video longer than a minute without making it into an Instagram TV. So if your video that you want to post on Instagram is longer than a minute long, you have to also share it to Instagram TV. And then I can also follow people, right? So let's say I have a friend named Rachel Smith. So this search bar is our friend. I'm going to type Rachel Smith in, and I'm going to find the right one, probably based on her photo. So these are the top results. If I only want to see personal profiles, right, for Rachel, I'm going to hit accounts. Or she's a business owner. She also might have a public profile under accounts. Tags are going to be hashtags. So tags are short for hashtags. So if you only want to see hashtags, maybe you put Old Town Slidell up here and you only want to see hashtags, you can click that because otherwise you're going to see the Old Town Slidell Instagram or places. So you can type Slidell here, click places and see all places associated with that location. All right, last slide, guys, I swear. Twitter, again, very, very quick. This is what Twitter looks like. This is your profile. You can view your own profile. You have bookmarks are similar to your saved folder on Facebook, lists and moments. And I don't have time to go over what all those mean, but this is what my main profile looks like on Twitter. So I've got a very quick description right here of what my business does, my location, and it shows when you join. Those are how many people I'm following and how many followers I have. And then you can retweet things, edit your profile. Retweeting something is the equivalent of sharing, like you share on Facebook. So sharing a post. This is my news feed for Twitter. So these are the accounts that I follow, Sprout Social. This is an ad, MetLife Careers. I don't follow them, so I've got an ad for that. But this is my news feed, and just like Facebook, up here, if I hit this star, I can choose to see top posts or latest posts, okay? Latest tweets or top tweets. And then you can also, again, search bar is our best friend. You can search for things. You can hit trending, news, fun, entertainment. I want to see sports, so I'm going to hit that. Remember that Twitter is going to be mostly news, articles, you know, maybe links to YouTube videos. And then if I hit this blue pen plus button down here, this is how I make a tweet. I don't remember exactly how many characters you have. I think it's 180 now, but you don't have a lot. So you better get to the point. Now when you post a link, it only counts as one character, which is nice. So you don't have to worry about shortening your link. But then I can add photos and all that good stuff. Okay, guys, you get a cookie if you made it this far. So if you guys have any questions now, please let me know. I'm happy to stick around and answer them. Let me get this off of here. And I'll also, if you want, if you'd like us to email you this presentation, I can. It doesn't have a lot of words on it, but if the screenshots help you, let me know and I can email you the link to the presentation. And let's see if I can bring up. Okay.
Hey.
All right, if anybody has questions, just let me know. If you're too shy to ask, you can email me. It's Ashley, ASHLEIGH, at onevillagemedia.com. And I'll type that in here so you guys can see it.